talkSPORT 2, by the way, tomorrow, big London derby. QPR versus Millwall, 12:30 tomorrow. Big game that's live on talkSPORT 2. If you want to download our app, you can flick between the two stations. Two games for you at 12:30 tomorrow. We've got Nottingham Forest against Chelsea. Brighton and Hove Albion in action tomorrow. Lots of people talking about Nick Woltemade. Is in your team?
No, trying to think of a way to get him in, but he's flying, isn't he?
You want him in your team? I've read a lot of articles about him over the international break because he scored his first goal for Germany in the international break.
There was a lot of negativity about him either being called up. He does remind me of Crouchy, though. You know when Peter Crouch used to keep getting called up for England and everyone used to kind of go, why is he being...
But he always got goals, didn't
Exactly that. Yeah, I think he's a very, very good player.
They're not great, Germany, are they? I watched that Northern Ireland game. They were a bit fortunate to win in the second half.
Well, he has got his first international goal. Tomorrow he takes on Brighton and Hove Albion, and he comes up against another German in Fabian Hürzeler, who has been speaking about Woltemade today.
I knew him since a long time, and my assistant, Coach Daniel, worked with him, so I was already interested in his development because I think he is something special, like how he plays for his height. So of course he's very, very tall, but he still has an unbelievable good technical execution in tight spaces, and how he uses his body in very effective ways, just impressive. And these are all things you need to have to survive in the Premier League, and how fast he adapted to the intensity, to the demands of the Premier League. And I can speak from my own experience. It's really tough also for our young players, for our new players coming from a different league, and how fast he did it. It's just impressive, and it shows his quality. So yeah, it will be a big challenge to face him tomorrow, and for sure as a German I'm very pleased for him. And tomorrow he can stop scoring, and then afterwards I wish him again all the best.
Well, Newcastle haven't scored an away goal yet, so it would be a turn up for the books if he did. But he has managed 4 goals in his first 5 starts for the Tyneside club. It was only last month that Bayern Munich supervisory board member Karl-Heinz Rummenigge claimed that Newcastle were idiots for paying 69 million quid to sign him from Stuttgart. Let's caveat that. Bayern Munich tried to sign him. They couldn't get the deal done. Stuttgart didn't want to sell to them.
How much did they pay for Nicholas Jackson?
40. Well, they haven't. It's on loan.
Yeah. But
obligation,
only if he plays a certain amount of games, and they say that they won't necessarily get to that level. But yeah, around about 60, 70 million quid.
I know which one I'd have.
Well, absolutely. I actually said it, I think, on our podcast, the bitter Bayern old boys having a go at someone who's actually taken a step in a different direction, because a lot of the Bundesliga big talents, especially the German talents, always gravitate towards Bayern Munich, and they just didn't get their own way on this one. He's gone to Newcastle and he started like a train.
He probably looked at Harry being there as well and thought, where do I fit in? I want to be the main man. He's earned the right. I think he's suited perfectly for the English game. I think the way that Newcastle play, especially with Eddie and the team, the way they coach, I think he's gonna score a lot of goals. I really do. I think Newcastle, I said it just before the international break, they're set up now for me to really kick on between now and the next international break. Ramsey's back. Visser's going to be back in a couple of weeks. You started to see players on the pitch. I just feel that they've kind of got over the Isak stuff, and then now we're ready to kick on.
This is a tough game, though. You look at Brighton, they tend to produce their best results and performances against the better teams. They won at Chelsea, they beat Manchester City at home, they dropped points against Wolves last time out. So I think this would be a good result for Newcastle if they can come away with something positive.
Brighton have never lost in 8 Premier League home games against Newcastle United. Indeed, actually, Newcastle, the only side to visit Brighton 5 or more times in the competition without ever winning. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Tomorrow, Monday Night Football this week comes from the London Stadium. We'll be there. Danny Murphy will be co-commentating. Adrian Durham will be presenting. But how many West Ham fans will be there? We'll discuss that next.